Hey, Selina, how are you doing?
Not too shabby. Krista, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Yeah, it's a nice day.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
good day to talk about children and how these wearable neurotech products are helping kids. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you know in terms of children that have been helped by wearing the different products?
It's especially with the sleeve. I notice a lot of parents have been buying the sleeve because their kids have come after they've tried it, they've heard about it, they've tried it with their child who's usually suffering with ADHD, focusing in school, some children who are on the spectrum as well. And they put the sleeve on, and it's like it helps them with their anxiety and it helps them to focus. It brings their mind, it stops all the chatter that's going on. It helps them just tune in, and they are finding it's better with their school to the point where kids are putting the sleeve on. It's like their armor. There's like their superpower, and because the sleeves look so kind of cool, they're loving it. And now they get even better sleeves that look like characters and whatnot. The kids love it because they feel the difference, and you cannot negate the feeling you're having, especially a child when they're able to function better at school and doing their homework and not having those moments of that horrible feeling when you are suffering with anxiety or ADHD. They're able to just be their true self. So that's really cool. That's really cool to see. And it's really cool to see parents who are experiencing that with their child. As you know, as a mom, no mom, no parent likes to see their kids suffering, especially if there's nothing they can do, or it's out of their control. Yeah,
So true. So
yeah,
true.
yeah.
And what about the patches and kids? A lot of kids these days, especially teenagers, are exposed to scenarios where they end up with concussions.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
We had one of the children in our program. One of the I think it was like 5 concussions in the space of less than a year and a half, just by accident, car accident, fall, hit at school in the head with during what's that game where you throw the ball at each other and whip it at each other. Anyways, concussions, going to sick kids hospital, and sick kids basically said that with all when you have a concussion, it's the first impact and your brain shifts, and so there's like 2 impacts when you get a concussion. So this poor kid, grade 9, who's straight A student, was having trouble now at school, couldn't concentrate, had trouble thinking, had trouble walking, and sick kids said basically you just have to let the brain rest. So the parents were getting worried because the migraines were so intense that they never had before the concussion, coughing a lot of pain medicine. And I heard about through you the HPT patch that can help with concussion. There's all this documentation about it. And we introduced it to the parents, said, do your due diligence, check it out, do your research, but this is an option if you're interested. And fast forward a few months later, the child was at our program, and they had missed time at school because they weren't even able to go to school, and they missed so much time with their friends. So they came to hang out. We had like this cool movie night for our program, and the child ended up wanting to leave because they were in such pain again with one of their headaches that they couldn't. They were like really in the fetal position on the couch, and asked me to come and call their parents to come and get them. So I ended up doing that, and I said to the mom, I said, I've got some HPT patches. That was hurting my heart seeing this child suffering like this. I said, you've done your research. If you would allow me to put a patch, and at the time those patches lasted 24 hours. I said, if you would allow me to put a patch on, and it can't hurt her, but I'm hoping and I'm praying that it will at least help her a little bit. And the mom said, yeah, go for it. And the child said, yeah, because they were just suffering. Put the patch on. And I was still talking to the mom as I put the patch on, as they were getting ready to come and pick her up from the program. and I guess she felt her headache start to subside. But she felt that, and she was like, and her whole body just kind of like changed, and she was like not understanding what was happening. So she said her head, it's not so bad. She was like, so she goes, can I speak to my mom? So I put her mom back on the phone with her, and she said her headache's feeling a lot better. Can she stay and finish the movie? And then she ended up staying and watching the movie. So I gave her, I think it was 4 or 5 more patches. I said, at the same time, put this on, it lasts for 24 hours, reapply it the next day, and just keep wearing it and seeing what happens. That was the Friday. I got a phone call from them on the Sunday, and they were, mom and daughter were like teary-eyed, crying, saying that they hadn't realized how bad she was feeling this past year and a half, until she put this patch on, was feeling more like herself. Her balance, because it was at the point where she couldn't walk by herself. Our kids in our program were so cool. They would literally pick her up from her home and bring her to the program because she couldn't walk. So they'd hold her arm in arm. They'd walk to the program because her balance was so precarious. And she was feeling more, the balance was better. The pain was so much far better. No more pills. And her parents to this day, they buy her patch. She wears a patch as her brain is healing.
Wow.
Yeah. Like that was so like, to see that happen, to know that this works. It's real. It's NeuroTech that can do so many different things. And it's not the NeuroTech allows your body really to do the things. It's not the NeuroTech that's doing all these amazing things. The NeuroTech just puts your body in that right spot, your brain, so that your brain can just take over. We're like machines. Our bodies can do so much, but due to stress and things we do to ourselves, diet, the whole kit and caboodle, we're not functioning at our 100%.
Wow. So
Yeah.
important.
It is. It really is. Like, especially these times that we're living in. Health, quality
And
of
one
life.
thing that's so important, I think, for parents to know is that the products are non-invasive.
Yeah.
Meaning there's no negative side effects that would happen for a child. There's nothing that's going to interfere with anything. As you've already said, Selina, it's literally allowing the body to work as intended. So it's not altering anything in any way that would have a negative outcome on a child. So there's no risk.
Exactly.
There's zero risk, zero negative side effects. I say zero negative side effects because less headaches and all those things. Those are side effects of wearing the tech, because you put the tech on, your nervous system responds, opens up the channels of communication, and then your body, as Selina's already said, takes over and does what it's already conditioned to do. It knows how to heal you. And all the different factors that come into play get in its way. This just eliminates those so that your body can do what it's intended to do. Thanks so much, Selina. That was great information to share.
Oh, my pleasure.